Hello friends, family, and YouTubers. Thank you for joining me today. Well, this is my first year gardening with a tractor. For the past, since I was a child, my father and I always used a walk-behind tiller. And so this has been a learning experience. With this, I bought a moldboard plow, which some people call a turning plow. Got a cultivator and a tiller, which have all been great. While cultivating, I had to get used to what depth I needed to turn it. Well, while plowing with the moldboard, I had to get used to the depth. I actually went a bit too deep, pulled up a lot of roots that have never been touched with a walk-behind tiller. So that itself was a learning experience right there. The tiller, you get on it, you make one pass, you see what you did wrong, you make an adjustment, and you go with it. With this cultivator, like the moldboard, it is a learning experience. I like the way it works, but I got to the end of the second row and forgot to pick it up when I was making my turn, and I actually bent this C-tine right here. It's a little bit loose, and then on the next 4 rows, without knowing it was bent, I actually knocked down a fair amount of corn, which it didn't come up good, put it that way. So now I have even less than what I started with, but I'm okay with it. It's a learning experience. You learn from your mistakes, and then you make adjustments, and you do better the next time, and you do better the next time, and each time you do a little bit better, and until you get really good at it. It's the way it is with anything. So I do have to tighten this C-tine up. This one here is not perfectly straight. I'm gonna line everything up. Let me show you my corn real quick. You can see did a very good job of cultivating on this first row. I actually went too shallow and had to make a second pass. I really like the way it did with it. But on this second row, right down here, you can see I pulled this plant completely out of the ground. I knocked these 2 down. Here's some more that I knocked down. That row, it's got several here, there. Just about every row has plants that I knocked down as a result of that C-tine being loose. I actually, and this row here is probably the first row that it was bent on. I knocked half of that row down right there. But I really like the job that it did. All I need now is to get some half shovels for it to do the healing, and I will be in pretty good shape here. I would have had a better stand of corn, but the first rain we had afterwards was an absolute flood, and a lot of the seed got washed up, washed down the hill, which this is a sloping hill right here. It's not a hard slope, but it is a fairly steep slope. Enough that when water runs down that hill, and you can actually see here, The cultivators didn't go all the way through, and you see where the water ran across there and made that little route. Fortunately, I have, I don't know if you would call it a windrow or what you would call it, but a grassy area here. And most everything that did wash, it caught and held back. You can really see from this angle exactly how thin it is. You can also see a lot of the plants that I knocked down. There's the old tractor. Here, I've prepared the bed with the tiller. I have 4 rows of purple hull crowder peas planted on this side. Through here, I have 4 rows of bush green beans planted. On this side, I'm gonna wait about another week and a half. I'll plant 2 rows of baby limas, then 2 rows of speckled limas, and 2 rows of okra. Well, that's where I am with the garden right now. Y'all join me next time.